Welcome to New York State Promise, Emerging Voices. Today's topic, Back on Track in Far Rockaway, Part 1. Shamel is 18 years old and attends Voyages South High School in Queens. He's a go-getter and he's settling in a career path thanks to New York State Promise. While Shamel is in a positive place now, more than a year ago this was not the case. He had a medical condition from a car accident. As a result, he missed a lot of school and was not going to be able to graduate. In the first of this two-part series, we will see how Promise case manager Leary Carrington teamed up with Shamel and his family to get him back on the right track.
Yeah, so basically, I had a medical condition at the time due to a car accident, to a concussion. So basically, that prevented me from going to school and basically furthering my education in a sense.
He had found out that he was not going to be able to graduate because of the amount of credits that he had was not enough. And what they call seat time in school, because he had an issue, medical issue that kept him out of school for a long time. Because of that, Shamel sort of became somewhat depressed, knowing that he couldn't graduate with his peers. That's when Promise sort of kicked in terms of trying to assist Shamel with signing him up for the Rockaway Youth Task Force. And the idea was to is to get them involved in community activities. So I thought that would be really good for him. It's a leadership program that they had. We also signed him up for summer youth employment.
While progress was being made, it almost didn't happen. Initially, after signing up for Promise, Shamel's mom, Lugenia, was going to opt out of Promise.
When I first got involved, at first I didn't like it, but then when I started talking to Mr. Larry, and he said, don't stop, because I told him I didn't want the program anymore. He said, oh no, let me call people for you, because this is not how it's supposed to be. And he made a couple of phone calls, and then everything was on track. I have no more trouble since then.
What I also did with Shamel was whenever his mom called and said he was not feeling good, he was sort of like depressed, I would come over and sit and talk with him. And I believe that helped him a lot. It was just a counseling role, more or less. You know, we talked about school, we talked about the setback, and it's only a setback. You have your goals, you have your dreams, and it's going to take you a little longer, but you eventually going to get there. We also looked into the alternative high school that he currently attends, and we assisted as we could in getting him into that. The best or the main points for me was about a month or two after he started attending that school, his mom had called me and actually sent me a text with his report card that he had made the dean's list. And she thanked me for all that I did for him during the summer, and she felt at that point that Shamel was back on track to achieve his goals. So in that sense, I think Promise really worked for this young man.
Next week, we'll hear from Shamel about what his career goal is and how Promise is assisting him on that path. The New York State Promise Project produced this video under a cooperative agreement with the U.S. Department of Education.